What is going on? How are we all doing? Sorry, I'm having an absolute nightmare. How are we all doing? Why is it so blurry? Why is it so blurry? I don't know why it's so blurry. Are you guys getting this? It's very blurry, isn't it? Don't know why it's all of a sudden decided to go very blurry, but it is blurry. I don't know. I wish I had an answer for you. 92FC, how's it going? Scottish GHK, how's it going? I wish I knew why this was so blurry. I wish I could tell you. I don't know what's going on. Jimmy P Comedy, missed you. Where were you last night, Key? I've been banned, mate. I've been suspended for the last 3 days on TikTok. So you need to get over to the main place, basically the main place, the main chat. That's where it's all happened. I'm live every day, you know that, mate. I'm live every single day. But I for TikTok decided to suspend me for 3 to 5 days. So yeah. But I'm always over on ShmooTube or whatever the thing that sounds like that. Anyway, listen, we're watching Bayer Leverkusen against Newcastle tonight. The BayArena, absolutely fantastic game. This one, looking forward to it. I think it's going to be the best game of the night. Nick says, "What do you think the scores are going to be?" I think this one. I fancy Bayer Leverkusen here. I fancy Bayer Leverkusen. Adrian, hi key mate. Sam Matterface is commentating. He doesn't shut up during the anthem. Does my head in. And Scottish GHK is a streaming quality setting, probably set to 480p, or your connection is having a mare. I've just had a little bit of a move around, and it's partially because of TikTok, to be honest. The one and only supporting Liverpool. That's why you got banned. NCL Kyron, Nick. I'm not Nick. Oh mate, your username's all over the place then. Thomas, what's your prediction for the City game? I think Real Madrid will... No, I think City. 92FC seems okay to me, but I have had a few. I'm definitely a little bit blurry. Either that or I'm getting cataracts, but I definitely look a little bit blurry. The one and only TikTok, a Man U fan. And, yeah... Just an absolute nightmare tonight. This one's not going to be the best, I don't think, unless I can... I'm going to try and push it back. Let me try and push it back, see if I can get a bit closer. Maybe that'll help. Does that help at all? At all? Not really? No? Right, listen, let's... I'm trying to get past the whole... He's done it again, absolute church bell. Who? Oh, Sam Matterface. Let me try this. Hang on, 1 second. Let me try and sort the camera out here, because this is doing my edit. This is doing my Sweden. Right, let's try that. That can't hurt, can it? Surely that makes things better, does it? Oh, it does a little bit. Oh, that's okay. I feel a little bit better now, ish. Alex Macklin, how's it going? Good to see you. Liam says, alright Key, the legend is back on TikTok. Well, or maybe for now, we'll see. I'm sure I'll get it again. I'm sure I'll get banned again at some point. I need to turn that camera, don't I, really? Oh, I'm so unsettled. How does that look? Oh no, now it's way off. Oh no. Ish, is that... It's not, is it? Oh my god, honestly, I'm all over the place here. Scottish GHK says microphone was the star for a minute or two. Right, Newcastle lineup: Ramsdale in goal, Hall, Byrne, Chow, Livramento at the back, and then they've got... It's gone off just as I was reading it out. Tonali, Joe Linton, Bruno Guimaraes, and then Gordon, Voltemada, Barnes up front. Barnes off the right tonight. How are we feeling about that? And then Bayer Leverkusen, Flecken in goal. Gerald Kwanzaa at the back with Andrich and Tapsoba. Arthur, Mazza, Garcia and Grimaldo. Tillman, Schick, Poku. Ernest Poku. from Alkmaar. Right, long ball forward. We're already off and underway, Key. Come on. Sort your life out, mate. The BayArena. Baying for blood tonight. We'll keep you updated, obviously, as we do on all of the other games that are going on tonight. Bayer Leverkusen, Newcastle is what we're watching. But we will be absolutely keeping an eye on Real Madrid and City. We'll be keeping an eye on Dortmund, Bodo, Glimt, Juventus, Paphos, Club Brugge, Arsenal, Benfica, Napoli, and Bilbao, PSG. Unbelievable couple of games earlier on tonight, wasn't there? Karabag 2, Ajax 4, Villarreal 2, Copenhagen 3. Copenhagen getting a win. El Yanusi, Cornelius, and Ashori with the goals. Bloody hell, that's a big away win for Copenhagen, isn't it? Copenhagen. Alex, you're everywhere. Great result last night. And Adam says, why were you banned on TikTok? And thoughts on Norgard playing centre-back. I was banned on TikTok because I had somebody discussed in the chat. Someone said, I'm not going to use the word, but someone said in the chat, Key, do you think there'll be a fifth goal in the game? And I said, no, mate, I don't think there will be a fifth goal in the game, actually. And he said, oh, I really need a fifth goal in the game for my... I'm not going to say the word again because I'm live on TikTok. But, yeah, he said that word. I read that word out. And TikTok then said, well, you've obviously been promoting... Yes, you've been promoting all that horrible stuff. And I absolutely haven't. I appealed it. And they said, no chance on your bike, son. Get on your bike. You're banned. You're barred. So, that's why I got barred. And I've previously been barred from drinking out of a glass that had Carlsberg on it, even though it was just a glass of Coke. I was drinking a glass of Coke, and it had Carlsberg on the glass, and that was promoting schmalcohol. So there you go. That's why I got banned on TikTok temporarily. Anyway, that's not relevant. Newcastle here, away at Leverkusen. Massive, massive game, it has to be said. Sorry, I'm a little bit all over the place tonight. I'm not my usual... I'm not bang on it because I'm trying to get TikTok sorted and we're live everywhere else, of course. We're live on the main chat. Callum says, pen to Madrid. Get in there, come on. That's what we want. Mbappe's on the bench. This shy boy says, big up Key. I'll be jumping around with City on tonight, hoping for good numbers for you. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Well, listen, bit of big news tonight, actually. I will, on this stream, I will officially cross 1 million views. Officially. Just on ShmewPube. The channel, the website that rhymes ShmewPube. I will cross 1 million views on this stream. So, huge milestone. 1 year, less than 1 year in, less than 12 months in. Paul says, how long are you on TikTok prison, pal? I'm back on, mate. I'm live on there right now. Hey, Corinne, how's it going? Been a while. How are things, Corinne? Good to see you. Big dunk, band, what for, lad? Yeah. That's it. Big dunk, have you had a chippy tea? I've not had a chippy tea. No. No, my little girl had a chippy tea, though, today. I went in I have been in the chippy today, but I only went in for my little girl. She wanted chips and chicken nuggets from the chippy. And because she's been poorly recently, I thought we'd treat her. Why not? DC, you're a rebel at heart, man. Jimmy P says, penalty Madrid. And Steely Dan, what's your prediction on the game? For this one, I think Newcastle will do well to get a point here. Leverkusen getting a win away at City last time out. I feel like Leverkusen will do all right, you know. I feel like Leverkusen will do okay tonight. They're a good side. Newcastle, good side too. But if Newcastle get away from this one with anything more than a draw, they've had a phenomenal night. Goliath, hi Key, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. And Adam says, Ajax beating Karabag is bad for Chelsea. Why's that? This shy boy says, congratulations on 1 million. And Brendan says, do interact more with chat on YouTube or TikTok. YouTube. Yeah, definitely. This is the main chat. TikTok is absolutely brilliant, no problem at all. But the main chat is over on YouTube. That's where obviously the scoreboard is, the chat. I'm getting emojis built. We've got memberships over there. Everything's going on over on YouTube. So, yeah. Here's Harvey Barnes. Strike. Good save. And the legend FK says those EVD long passes last night reminded me of certain Alonso passes. Harvey Barnes, Scottish JHA, YouTube cam, autofocus and jumping. Fixed focus sorts it. Is it still jumping a little bit? I'm really trying. I've had a proper technical glitch tonight, haven't I? I'm hoping it doesn't affect the quality. Let's just get the energy up. Let's get the energy up. I'm telling you, it's struggling tonight. Really struggling. Empty, stress. I went and prayed for this one now. It must come through. Right, hang on a minute. I'm sorting this out now. I'm sorting this out. Because it's doing my Sweden. Right, even if it's just that. There you go. That'll do you. That's a little bit better. It's only marginal, but it is better. Unlucky. Better. Adam says, no wins. Ajax get their first win against Karabag and that Chelsea lost too. The legend FK says, Canate finally put a shift in. Here's Lewis Hall. Ooh, unlucky. Still 0-0 everywhere in the Champions League tonight. By the way, in the Championship, we've had an early goal at Ashton Gate. Bristol City 0, Leicester 1, Derby 0, Millwall 0, Ipswich 1, Stoke 0, and Hull 0, Wrexham 0. I am live on Friday, by the way, for West Brom against Sheffield United. What a game that's going to be. Fabulous game. Kanate, I'm sure you've asked this a lot, but are you slot out, and what are your thoughts on Salah? I am absolutely not slot out, no. I am very much slot in. I think Slot has been dealt a very, very duff card by Liverpool, and he's dealt with it quite well. I think he's obviously had his troubles and his moments. Newcastle chance here. Newcastle chance. Voltemade. Oh, unlucky. That's poor. Newcastle could have had a big opportunity there. Yeah, I think Slot's been dealt a bit of a duff card, to be honest. But yeah, in my opinion, I think Salah has disrespected his teammates massively. Leverkusen. Yeah, Salah's disrespected his teammates massively. He shouldn't have done it, and for me, he shouldn't play for the club again unless he apologises. It really is that simple. Shell, how's it going, Shell? Good to see you. And the legend FK says, something seems off. Has TikTok banned you from discussing Liverpool? No, not at all. I can happily discuss Liverpool. I just want to make sure we discuss Leverkusen and Newcastle maybe a touch more. I don't know what's going on with my camera. I wonder if I've got a speck of dust or something on the lens. I have to polish my lens. I mean that in the most wholesome way possible. I think I might have to get a little towel and polish my lens, because for some reason it ain't coming off. It's getting very, very glurry. Scottish GHK says, what's the half-time game? There is no half-time game at the minute. I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place tonight. Big Dunk, he's not apologising. Please no biased Liverpool waffle, lad. Lad, you're in here every other day. What are you here for if you're not here for biased Liverpool waffle? You're getting it every single time. You come back every stream. You must like something. Must be something about it that you like. Brendan says, did you hear Gerrard's comments today? I did, yeah. I did. I think Gerrard's being typically diplomatic. But I don't actually think he said anything different than what Carragher did, if I'm dead honest. I just feel like Carragher said it with a bit more Scouse bite. Carragher was a bit more biting. Gerrard was a little bit more diplomatic. Joe, what game are you watching? I'll give you the clue, Joe. Give you the clue. Corian says, hey, is that 42 still on these lives? He is, yeah, he does still come back. And Joe says, what game are you watching? Again, you've got it right there, Joe. Right up there, mate. I'm gonna have to wipe that. Let me go and wipe the camera 1 second. Joe says, sorry I missed that. Why are you not watching the City game? I think this is going to be a better game, personally. I thought this one was the better one to watch. That remains to be seen, I guess. City and Real Madrid, both teams are a little bit naff. Right, hang on. Let me try again here. Let's try again. I don't know if that'll make things better or worse. Oh, something happened then. Something happened. Newcastle defending another long ball here. Leverkusen doing what they can. Oh, it really is going rapid in and out, innit? Can't we have that? We can't have that. We can't have that. Connor, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Oh, that stopped it. Okay. That stopped it. We're a little bit better there now. It is a bit better, that, innit? Yeah. I don't know what was going on, but I was freaking out there for a minute. So we've probably wasted the first 10 minutes of the stream. Hopefully that doesn't affect things. Leverkusen, strike! Unlucky. Joe says, apart from Newcastle fans, you must be the only person watching that game. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Real Madrid and City just doesn't seem to, doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me tonight. I don't know. Paul says, going to send a rocket when you're watching, pal. Oh, go on, Paul. Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to sort this camera out. Go on. I apologise, Paul. Thank you very much for sending those gifts through. Very, very kind of you, mate. Go on. Let me see. Oh. Hey, I didn't even see that coming up then until you... Nice. Oh, I can see it on here now. Level 20. Nice. Cheers, Paul. What a guy. What a guy Paul is, by the way. Prince Rupert says, hey, Key, how come you decided on this game tonight? I just thought it would be the better game. I think it's the closer game, I guess, between two teams. It's in. It's 1-0. Leverkusen have gone in front. 12 minutes in, and Andrich, the captain, has scored. Leverkusen 1. Newcastle 0, there you go, I told you. That's why I was going to watch this game, because I feel like there's going to be goals in this one. I feel like Newcastle are going to be up against it, just as they were in Marseille. They're up against it tonight in this one. It's going to be a very, very difficult game. The BayArena, the baying for blood in the BayArena. 92FC says, Newcastle are all over the place in Scottish GHK. Real Madrid are the most arrogant, never had a soul. City have lost their soul, at least they had one. And Connor says, Paramount has multi-view. I've got Arsenal v Club Brugge, Napoli v Benfica, Newcastle v Leverkusen, and City v Madrid all on one screen. It's the best. Oh my God, I just haven't got the space for that. I can't watch 4 games all at once. It's madness. You're a better man than I. Much, much better man than I. Three-star red, starting to doze off listening to Stream Key tonight. Not you, mate. Usually like this when I'm coming down with a bug, so I may tune out later. Hey, no pressure, mate. No problem. To be honest, tonight's stream hasn't started the best, purely because, for whatever reason, the camera just decided to play silly beggars, and it was rapidly focusing in and out, so I was a bit all over the place for the first 10 minutes or so. But Bayer Leverkusen 1-0 in front. Hey, thank you for the star. Cheers for that, man. Cheers, Paul. The Legend FK, I'm with Slot. Salah has disappointed me quite a bit lately. Slot has been professional about it. And the Legend FK says Key is on parole right now. Yeah, this is a big test for Newcastle, isn't it? Obviously, they've not necessarily been at their best in Europe this year. Obviously, they lost to Barcelona at home. They lost to Marseille last game week, and they've gone a goal down here. That's gone down as a Bruno Guimaraes own goal as well, by the way. Bruno Guimaraes own goal, not a Robert Andrich goal, as we thought it was. But Leverkusen playing quite well. They've started quite well. And they're always a threat. They're always a threat on the counter-attack. The Legend FK says TikTok once banned me for telling an unwell person to get better soon. And Jimmy says Madueke is injured, it looks like. Not good. What is Arteta doing in training, says Jimmy P. Well, I'll be honest. I don't want to know what he does in training because the games that we watch with Arsenal are not particularly enthralling, so I can't imagine his training sessions are either. Oh, great effort from Harvey Barnes. Near post, unlucky. Good save. Big save. Needed to save that one. Absolutely mind-numbing session, says Jimmy. And Paul says, I'm watching City, pal. I don't blame you, Paul. Hey, plenty are. That's fine. City, Arsenal's plenty of watch-alongs taking place tonight. I just felt that I would be a little bit different, a little bit edgy. I'd go left field. Everyone's watching Real Madrid City. Everyone else is watching Arsenal against Club Brugge. But I honestly think this one's going to be a good game. I thought we'd see two teams bang at it. Both teams have to win for different reasons. I mean, Leverkusen, they won at City. They're 14 points off the leaders in the Bundesliga. So they're by no means guaranteed to qualify for the Champions League next season. It's the same with Newcastle in many senses. Albeit the 10th, 11th in the Premiership, they're struggling. They haven't done brilliantly in Europe themselves. I'm sure they'll still qualify, but qualify for the next round of the Champions League. But I'm not sure they'll qualify for the Champions League again via the league. They're struggling, aren't they? Reese says Madueke's broken or dislocated his finger. He's still playing. Newcastle standing up to the far post. Oh, it's cleared away. Too easy that. Too easy for Newcastle. Prince Rupert says, I want both Madrid and City to lose. I can't stand either of them, so I'd rather watch this and hope for the Leverkusen win. And Ben says, how are we, folks? How are we? How are we doing, everyone? Yeah. Paul says, penalty claim to Real Madrid. That's the second penalty claim of the game, isn't it, for them? I honestly think Liverpool, we need to recall Jarrell Kwanzaa. I mean, we sold him to Bayer Leverkusen for, I think it was about 40... No, it was 35. Dortmund have just gone 1-0 in front against Bodo Glimt. Yeah, we sold him for 35, and I think we can buy him back for about 50. I think Liverpool absolutely need to get him back. Shell says, I've got multi-view on Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle, and multi-view bottom corner. Scottish GHK, Arsenal probably gets the ball boys in for set-piece practice too. Any ball boys running too far beyond the backing gets fired. Yeah, no penalty to Madrid. Cheers, Paul. And Corinne says, Key, did you watch the World Cup draw? I did, yes. Yeah, I had the full draw I did live. I didn't think it was going to be that long, Corinne. I thought it would be like a 40 minutes, I'll be on it and straight off it again. But as you know, it went on for the best part of 2 hours. It was an absolute nightmare. But yeah, streamed the full thing on YouTube from 10 minutes before the draw till right after the draw. It was we basically just ended up talking about shite for 2 hours, which I guess in that sense it makes it no different to any other stream we've done. Jimmy says, don't know why people thought he was washed. He's playing quality at Leverkusen. He's brilliant. Yeah, he's absolutely sensational. Did really, really well against City as well. 3-star Red says, Forest need to win tomorrow. Top 8 automatic, last 16 in Europa League. Very possible still. And Tolga saying, hello, Key. Bayer Leverkusen, Newcastle 1. Prince Rupert says, that draw was hard to watch. Yeah, it wasn't great, was it? It was just a lot of Yankee fluff, let's call it that. The Americans being Americans, making it just exaggerating it all. It's just all absolutely nonsense. Corinne, honestly, won about 15 minutes if it was actually what we all wanted to see. And What a Brew says, the boy is unbanned. Only for now, you know me, mate. Bad boy at heart. Taylor says, can I take back what I said about Maresca yesterday, even though we were shit? And also, evening, Key. Good to see you, Taylor. Jamie says, remember when Jonathan Woodgate played for Madrid? I do, yeah. Here's Leverkusen in again here. Oh, it's a good pass and it should be 2 and that's a penalty, surely. It should be a penalty and a red card, this. That should be a penalty and a red card. Oh, he might have given a free kick. If he's given a free kick, it's a red. If he's given a free kick, it's a red. This is bad for Newcastle. This is a bad tackle and it should be a red. I think it will be a red. Fairly confident it's going to be a red, this one. He's taking his time. He's coming checking on the player. I think the referee's just buying himself some time here. Robert Andrich, the captain of Leverkusen, is just having a word with the referee and saying, hey, listen, hang on a minute. He was clean through on goal, and he was, by the way. He absolutely was. If he gives the free kick here, he has to send the Newcastle player off. If it's a foul, yeah, I think that's a foul and a red card, honestly. I do. I think Chow, he's literally one-on-one, and he's brought him down. I know Livramento's coming across, but he's not going to get to him. He's not going to get to him. That is as close to a deliberate goal-scoring opportunity as you're going to get. It's a free kick and a red. It has to be. It has to be. Benfica 1, Napoli 0. David Johnson, have you ever been to Anfield? I have, made many times. Ben says tonight's Acker, Leicester, PSG, Arsenal, Benfica and Walsall all to win. I've frozen the Leicester game, so that's all boxed off. 92FC says in the box that. Jordan says Livramento's going to save him here. 3-star Reds. Think he's pointed to the spot. I don't think he has, you know. I think because he pointed to the spot and then he went back and he pointed to the ground outside the spot. It's going to be a penalty check here, but I'm telling you, this will be outside and then he'll give a decision on what he gives. I honestly think it's a red card. I really do. I think it's a red. I do think it's a red. If it's outside the box, it has to be a red. I think if it gets... Listen, I don't know what you'd prefer if you're a Newcastle fan here. What would you prefer? Would you prefer the red card or the penalty and maybe a 2-0? And you keep all your players on the pitch? I don't know. Be yourself, Dylan. I'm going to Forest v Tottenham on Sunday. Lovely. Right, there's going to be a penalty check. It is a free kick. It is a free kick. No more. The referee's adamant it's not going to be any more than a free kick. So it is just a penalty. But what are they going to do with Malik Chow? What is he going to do with Malik Chow? That's the question. I tell you what, he's a lucky boy, that. He's a lucky boy here if he gets away with a yellow card for that. That is a very lucky boy. Malik Chow should be off the pitch here. I think he should be off the pitch. That's a foul. He's running through clean on goal. He's going to get a shot away. Livramento's not getting across to him. That's a foul. That's a red card. By any definition. And it's been given as a yellow card, I think. Has he even given a yellow card? There's not even a yellow card been... No, he is. It's just a yellow, I think. That's absolute madness, honestly. Leverkusen put the ball over the bar. Malik Chow has been booked. I tell you what, he should have been off. It should have been Chow to Chow. Absolutely right, Scottish GHK. It's going to be yellow card. I can't speak. I can't speak. That's absolutely outrageous. And listen, I'm supporting Newcastle here. I really am. I know you might not think it, but I do. I think if from a neutral point of view, I would want that given as a red. Absolutely, you'd want that given as a red. It's a bad decision from the ref. Shell says, I think that's a red. Yeah, I think so too, Shell. I think that's a red card for me. But referee says no. Computer says no. Yellow card. And Newcastle get away with one. Well, arguably they get away with two, don't they? Lord Yorkshire. He's been to Anfield many times, but have they ever let him in? Banging on the door on match day. Here he is, Lewis Hall down the left-hand side. Tonali. Newcastle are going to have to step it up a little bit. Try and, I don't know, just increase the tempo. Start to zip some passes in because it's all a little bit flat at the minute for Newcastle. All a little bit flat. Need better. Prince Rupert, computer says no. Here is Lewis Hall. Out to Anthony Gordon. Up against Arthur. Can't get it in the box. That's poor. Very poor. Club Bruges 0. Arsenal 1. Noni Madueke with a broken finger. Noni Madueke with a broken finger puts Arsenal 1-0 in front in Belgium. And Taylor says, what games are you doing on Sunday, Key? I am doing on Sunday Sunderland against Newcastle. Yeah, I'm doing Sunderland Newcastle on Sunday. I might possibly do Bologna against Juventus on the night, Serie A, but I'm not sure. As an absolute minimum though, I'll be doing Sunderland Newcastle definitely. I'm doing the Time Weir derby. But I'm not doing anything else, I don't think, on Sunday. Saturday night, I'm doing a few, though. Newcastle with the ball in. Far post. Oh, he should have gone for that. Leverkusen clear it away. 92 FC says, Toon Review said it should have been a penalty. I mean, I don't necessarily think it should have been a penalty, but if it's not a penalty, then it has to be a red. It just has to be. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy that you're not giving a red card for that. I don't understand it. Taylor, what ones on Saturday are you doing? Not three. I know I said a few. I should have said a couple. I'm not doing three. Saturday, I am doing Arsenal Wolves at 8 o'clock, and I'm doing Liverpool v Brighton at 3. Liverpool v Brighton, 3 o'clock. Maybe Mo Salah's last ever game for Liverpool, depending on what you read and what you believe. Could be Mo Salah's last ever game for the club, so we'll see. But I'm there, 3 p.m. on Saturday. Sam Savini, Noni Madueke's just scored a worldie. Leverkusen pushing up again here. They could be on the counter. Every time Newcastle push forward, Leverkusen looking dangerous on the counter. Here's Poku. He's beat Tonali for pace. Tonali gets back and does well. Good defending. Here's Anthony Gordon. Taylor says, what's your opinion on him? Salah shouldn't play for the club again unless he apologises. He doesn't apologise, shouldn't play for Liverpool again, in my opinion. Here's Anthony Gordon. Ball over to Livramento on the far side. Paddy Power Tonali. Oh, they've given it away. They've given it away here, Newcastle. And on the counter now, they've got 3v2 if they can get it right. 3v3 if they can get it right. Go on. Get at him, lad. Hit it. Oh, good effort. Unlucky. Joe says you have an icon in the chat. What do you mean an icon in the chat? Who's an icon in the chat? Real Madrid 1, Man City 0. Taylor says, I can't believe the Rat scored. Who's the Rat? 1-0 to Real Madrid. Who is it who scored for Real Madrid? Reese, I owe Noni Madueke a public apology because, oh my word, he scored a screamer. And Joe says, be yourself, Dylan, this guy. Oh yeah, listen, Dylan's in quite regularly. He's a top guy, Dylan. Like him a lot. Top fella. Big football fan. Joins Premier League dad watchalongs on the regs. A good guy. Jimmy says, Alonso saves his job for another day. It was Rodrigo with the goal for Real Madrid. So we've got a goal in all of the games involving English sides. One of them's winning, Arsenal, the other two losing. Real Madrid Rodrigo putting Real Madrid in front, and Newcastle struggling here at the BayArena. Still no goals anywhere else though. I'm really surprised by the amount of shocks we had earlier with Karabag. Nearly an own goal there. Really surprised Karabag got beat by Ajax, and even more surprised that Copenhagen won away at Villarreal. 2-0 to Leicester at Ashton Gate. Bristol City 0, Leicester 2. Clarkey says it's Jamie Carragher banned from Anfield, Key. No, he's not banned. And Reece says, my word, it's tiring being top of Europe. Hey, he was top of Europe last year as well. I remember that. Fall very quickly when you get a shit draw in the next round. Ben says, Jesus, the XG for Benfica is 1.75. Napoli's is 0.05. Well, and they're in the lead as well, aren't they? Classic Antonio Conte, says Prince Rupert. It's very true. Anyways, Kay, I'll talk to you in a bit. No worries, man. And Clark said he is banned. He isn't, mate. He isn't. 92 FC says Barnes reminds me of the handsome Peter Beardsley the way he plays. He's a bit of a maverick, isn't he? Yeah, he does. He carries the ball very well. Very well. Clarky says, look it up. I've looked it up, mate. You're reading a Duff article. You've been conned. You've been mugged off. It's a Duff article. It's not real. Reece says we're playing City in the Champions League in January. That'll be interesting. Are you? Oh, nearly. Ben says no, Benfica. Oh, Benfica are winning. Oh, I thought Napoli winning. Welsh Ring says, did you see the Madwecki goal of the Champions League so far for me? No, I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen that one just yet. Paul says, Liverpool, January, Salah going. Who do we get, Semenyo or Rodrigo? I don't think we can get either, to be honest. You can't ban pundits from the ground. It's just not the done thing. I've just got that. Absolutely outrageous when Forrest did that with Gary Neville. Chimey, how's it going, Chimey? Good to see you. Joe says, I can't believe PSV have played Liverpool twice in 2 years and beaten them twice. I mean, to be fair, they beat our kids the first time. It was literally our kids who were out. But yeah, the most recent one wasn't. What a Brew says, see the boys singing for Slot after the game. Love to see it. Yeah, listen, proper Liverpool fans have always been slotting. This is what I said. I did say it to you, didn't I? I did say it. All these, like, when people were saying, oh, a key, you slot in or slot out, it insults me that you even have to ask. Proper Liverpool fans are slot in. There's not a single Liverpool fan who wants him sacked. And the ones that do are performative monkeys by the most part. Just absolute dancing monkeys. Performative clowns. Like I said, all the travelling away fans know the crack. And What a Brew says, big group of us when we were 2-0 to Palace in the League Cup were singing for him. Most important most important man at the football club, when Liverpool are concerned anyway, that's our ethos. That goes back to Shankly. The most important man at the football club is always the manager. Never a player. Anthony Gordon does well here. Ball comes out to Tonali. Joe, thoughts on Fulham? Bit up and down. Yeah, bit up and down. Good performance against Spurs. Followed it up with a couple of weird ones, and not great against Palace the other day either. Tolga, how's it going? Good to see you, Tolga. Right, here we go. Joe, do you ever watch football without doing it live? I do, mate. Yes, yeah. I do. But very rarely. Generally speaking, when I'm live, I'm watching... when I'm watching games, I'm live. But, yeah. Actually, not even very rarely. No, all the time. All the time. I usually don't do the 3 o'clock kickoffs, but I usually watch them. So... But I am live for Liverpool at 3 o'clock this Saturday. Ball whipped in. Oh, unlucky, cleared away. Welsh Wing says, can we appreciate how well Leverkusen have recovered from losing half of their squad and Alonso? Well, do you know what, though? Isn't it interesting how, like, the fourth in the league, they haven't actually recovered all that well if your metric is that they should be challenging for the title. They're 14 points behind, mate. They're not doing brilliant in that sense. But I agree with you. In principle, I think they have bounced back well if you accept that there's context that they've lost their manager, they've lost a load of key players, and they're rebuilding. They're kind of in the middle of a transition. It's a little bit like that with Liverpool. I just don't feel like Arne Slot's getting that good grace. Archie, why have you not been live on TikTok for a while, lad? Did you get banned? I did, mate. Yeah, got banned for 72 hours for absolute nonsense that I didn't do anything wrong. But I got banned for 72 hours. And it's about the fourth time I've got banned for 72 hours for not actually doing anything wrong. But there you go. TikTok's very sensitive. Jamie, Key, all going well a year in, and I've already been promised a senior role within the next 3 years. Just have to keep going strong. Hey, I tell you one thing, mate. Don't take that promise. If I can give you one bit of advice, I don't know how old you are, mate, but if I can give you one bit of advice, take that promise and shove it where the sun don't shine, right? Because until it happens, it isn't happening. That's how you have to accept. Don't think, oh, it's going to come in 3. No, I'm telling you, smartest thing you should do, always be on the lookout for something else. Always. Always, always, always. Shell says, 22 watching, 5 likes. Hit the likes, please, and subscribe. Tar lots. Thank you very much, Shell. Paphos hit the post against Juve. City are back 1-1 with Real Madrid. Archie, first mate, 6 a.m. start for Chelsea away on Saturday. Dreading it. Yeah, that's going to be a tough game, that. Liverpool were live at the same time. Liverpool playing Brighton at 3 o'clock as well on the same day. So, be interested to see how Everton get on. Callum says, well, the touch paper has been lit. Who is it who scored for City? Nico O'Reilly, is it? Is it Nico O'Reilly? What a player he is, by the way. Oh, it's Gvardiol. Nico O'Reilly's top quality. Honestly, he should be an absolute certain starter for England at the World Cup. And what are you saying? Sorry, Jimmy, will you be streaming the World Cup? I am, mate. I'm doing the World Cup and I'm doing the AFCON. The plan is to do both. Chimey will take that into account, Key. Trust me, honestly, best bit of advice. If I could go back and give myself that advice, I would. No loyalty. Don't be sticking around. Honestly, the people who earn the most, who, when I was like at the same level, 21, 22, the people who've earned the most, who are now earning absolute top dollar, and not the ones who stayed for 5, 6, 7 years at one company. No. They're the people who constantly moved every 18 months. Every 18 months, keep looking for something better. Prince Rupert says, gotta say Leverkusen have some fire kits. And Ben says, come on PSG. Prince Rupert, Newcastle look like Celtic. What, in the kits or just how they're playing? We're watching Celtic tomorrow. Celtic against Roma. Big game in the Europa League tomorrow. Welsh Wing says, Courtois, bozo moment. He always has them against everyone else, doesn't he? Doesn't have them against us. Always pulls a worldie against Liverpool. Bozo moment against everyone else, though. Paul Hexham says City goal shouldn't have stood, in my opinion. Why? Why not? Why shouldn't it have stood? 92FC says, I met Peter Beardsley outside HMP Northumberland when I was cutting the grass. He'd been training the prisoners. Oh, nice. And Ben says, couldn't be any truer with that one, Key. It is, honestly. It's bad. It's absolutely right. If I could go back and advise myself of that, I would. Chimey says, all right, time to hunt again. I already have my next stop in mind. Good lad. Good lad. 2 steps ahead. Keep going. I'm rooting for you, mate. Joe, how are you watching the game when it's not on TV? It is. It is on TV. Yeah, it is on TV. Just have to know how. Here we go. Newcastle. Ball down the right-hand side. Ball into the box. And Ben says loyalty doesn't pay. Well, it depends what your goal is. Sometimes, I mean, there is something to be gained by staying at places by like 5, 6, 7 years. You can gain things, just not money. Just not money. Paul says player in the middle dragged 2 Madrid players to the ground. I'm a little bit glad of that, to be honest. It's usually Real Madrid players who are dragging other people down, isn't it? Razine, hi Key, hope City scores more. We'll see. We'll see. I'm quietly confident Newcastle are going to get back into this one. We've got 5 minutes to half time. Newcastle are probing a little bit more. They're starting to get on the ball a bit more. Goal down, but you know, they're starting to play a bit sharper. So yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see whether or not they can pinch one before half time. Chimey, who's coaching Leverkusen? Hjulmand, Kasper Hjulmand, isn't it? Yeah, Kasper Hjulmand. Danish fella. Well, ex-Denmark coach, isn't he, actually? Kasper Hjulmand. Jimmy says, depends what you want out of your career. Ones that move on and never the ones that are liked. Well, exactly. It's how, that's why I say, if you want to be liked and respected, then yeah, you stay for 6-7 years, but you don't get rewarded. Ever. And that's not just my experience. Like, I can tell you thousands who didn't. It's you across the board. Smart thing to do. Trade up every 18 months. Joe says, what game are you watching tomorrow? I'm watching Roma v Celtic. Be yourself, Dylan. Carlisle losing 2-1 to Woking at half-time. Newcastle ball in. Chance here. Oh, yeah, Anthony Gordon can't quite get in amongst it. And Ben says, we all go to work for one thing, and it isn't to feel part of a family. And Shell says, bit mad this multi-view, but dead good watching all the different games at once. Honestly, I'm not, especially with what we have, Shell, I think that'd be a nightmare. That'd be a nightmare, because you'd be like, you'd be trying to keep up with everything on every different stream. Scottish GHK says, staying too long without promotion only gains you the nickname Doormat. Very true. Dortmund 1, Bodo Glimt 1. Christ. It's all going. And Ben, I'll be fuming if PSG don't win. To be honest, I had Villarreal or draw today. And I really thought Karabag would get at least... I think I had Karabag plus 1.5. Ajax won 4-2 in the end, so that bet went down. And I had Villarreal or draw. That bet went down. So all bets down for me. City VAR check for a pen here. Oh, City. A VAR check for a pen? Can't be. Oh, does he give it? Does he give it? He's give a pen. Rudiger on Haaland. Rudiger's not happy with it. Yeah, well. Joe, are you doing a watch-along on Friday? I am, yes. I'm live for West Brom against Sheffield United on Friday. West Brom, Sheffield United Friday. Celtic Roma tomorrow. Saturday, I'm doing Liverpool v Brighton at 3 o'clock. Then I'm doing Arsenal v Wolves at 8 o'clock. On Sunday, Sunderland, Newcastle. Monday night, Man United against Bournemouth. So there you go. Lots and lots of games coming up over the next few days. Chimey says, Key, did you give Tolga his props for the Man U prediction on Monday? Just curious. The Man U prediction on Monday? No, because he got it wrong. Leverkusen are in again here. What a strike. Oh, unlucky. Ramsdale punches it away. Yeah, he got it wrong. I'm not giving him his props for that, no. I don't know. He's very... He's very determined that if you question him, you're a moron. But I'm telling you, he gets so many wrong that he's adamant on. What was it he said the other night? He said, Chimey, you got it right, I won. No, he said 4 goals in the second half to us. It wasn't 4 goals in the second half. He told us 4 goals in the second half. He said United would win. But saying United to win at Wolves isn't exactly... Like I said, and he also did it with West Ham. He said West Ham were going to win at Old Trafford. He got that wrong. I've had it all the time. Shipper said, just started watching. Any chance Newcastle are getting back in it? I'll be honest, mate. Leverkusen on the counter-attack look far, far more dangerous. Poku is causing all sorts of problems. Newcastle don't really look like causing any problems, you know. Welsh Wing says Glimt equalised versus Dortmund 1-1. Callum says City win it from here. I would imagine so. It's 2 minutes of extra time here at the end of the first half. Match time. Come on. 2 minutes. Can Leverkusen pinch another one before the end of the second, or the end of the first half, rather? I'll be honest. Leverkusen have been the better side here. They're much in control, much more composed. Newcastle struggled in this game. Chimey, I put a bet on Man U, exact goals, 3+ and over 4.5 in the match. Well, he didn't say that to me. Didn't say that to me. He said there'd be 4 goals in the second half, Man United to win. Which is incorrect. He said West Ham to win at Old Trafford. Incorrect. He got Everton right. I'll give him that one. Oh, unlucky Leverkusen over the bar. Scottish GHK trying to keep up with 4 games fitting on one screen. Don't try it, Key. You could seize your bets on fall, but probably the floor too. And Chimes is one of those bets had 6.0. Hey, listen, mate. Like a broken clock. Like a broken clock. He'll get some right. But to really impress people, you've got to start getting... You've got to get 10 right in a row, haven't you? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. If you're gonna be saying I'm a tipster and it's all theatre and I can code, then you've got to get 10 right in a row at least. 10 right in a row. Get 10 right in a row. You don't need anyone's help then, do you? Get 10 right in a row. Everyone's going to be on you. You can't keep having some shitters as well. You can't have 5, 6, 7 losses and then you drop a couple of a couple of wins and you're like, hey, what about that win? That just makes you a tipster, same as anyone else. You'll win some, you lose some. Darren McCluskey, have Newcastle had any chances? No, it's all Leverkusen. It really is all Leverkusen. Newcastle should probably be down to 10 men. They might even have conceded a penalty. I don't know. But Leverkusen have hit them twice on the counter-attack as well as scoring the goal. Newcastle are struggling here. It's a corner kick to Leverkusen just before half-time. Could they finish him off here? Jamie, I agree. It's just, like I said, I no problem giving him a platform, talking to him and having his thing. But he's very, very aggy if you don't promote. User 688 says, any score in the City game? Yeah, it's 2-1 to City. Leverkusen ball in, cleared away. Paul says Madrid are losing both their game and their heads. And Clark says, what's your prediction for Man United Bournemouth, Key? I think Bournemouth get a point in that one. Yeah, I think Bournemouth get a point. Right, it's half time here at the BayArena. Newcastle losing. Newcastle very much struggling. It's been a very, very poor first half for Newcastle in a half where they probably should be down to 10 men if we're being brutally honest. User 688 says Alonso's getting the sack. Well, first halves, I've got to say, all across the board, English teams will be pretty disappointed. Well, maybe Arsenal less so. Arsenal 1-0 up against Club Brugge. Do you know what? I saw a thing come in earlier where it was I think it was threes. It was threes, and they were saying Newcastle and Arsenal to get 5 goals between them. To get 5 goals between them in the just for Arsenal and Newcastle, and I knew it was never going to happen. Empty says, what the hell has Madueke eaten, bro? He's shooting like a sniper. We got unlucky. Brilliant save by Raya. Bristol City back in it. And Ashton Gate, Bristol City 1, Leicester 2. And Joe says, oh, well, this is promising for Sunday. It's not a good performance, is it, Joe? Let's be honest. It's a very, very poor performance, this from Newcastle. Difficult watch as well. They've not really offered anything going forward. Quite difficult at half-time to see Newcastle getting back into this one. User 688, where have you been the last few days, Key? I've been suspended. Yeah, I got banned on TikTok. Welsh Wing says Wrexham 1-0 down to Hull at half-time. They're 9-match unbeaten run in danger. And Prince Rupert says Marco Reus in the stands with the fans at the Dortmund game. Marco Reus, what a player he was, by the way. Joe playing a bit like Liverpool last night. Hey, we won our game. Come on, Hull 1-0, says Jackson, and user 688. Why did it get banned? Mate, I've been banned 3 times on TikTok now, and every time it's not for anything. It's for absolutely nothing. I got one because I was drinking Coke out of a glass, and the glass had a brand, an alcoholic brand, like embossed on it. So now I only drink out of plain glasses if I ever drink out of glasses on a live. That was for promoting schmalcohol, let's call it. So I got a ban for that, 72-hour ban. I then got a 72-hour ban for someone asked me in the live, Key, do you think there'll be a fifth goal in this game? I need it for my I'm not going to say the word, but I need it for my, and I said, nah mate, I don't think there's going to be a fifth goal in this one. Bang, whole live shuts down, promoting schmambling. So I couldn't win. Finn4447 says, do you think Everton could get a win away at Chelsea on Saturday? I don't think so, Finn, but you know what? I didn't think you'd get a win against Forest, and I didn't think you'd get a win at Old Trafford, so what do I know? Normal guy, what up? How's it going, man? Good to see you. Thanks very much for coming in. What are you up to tonight? What are you thinking of these games that we're watching? User 688, maybe it's Yuki. Watching the Reds, stop it. And Beat Yourself Dylan says, don't say ban, say banana, because saying that, it can get you banned. Oh, can it really? Alright, yeah, I got bananaed. There you go. I'll take that. Cheers, Dylan. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, so frustrating week or so. But I have officially surpassed 1 million views on the channel. I've been doing this less than 12 months and I have officially surpassed 1 million views on the main channel, not including you guys, by the way, over here. But I am on the main channel where you're watching right now. I am just surpassed 1 million views inside 12 months. Absolutely made up. Thank you very much, everyone that has liked and subscribed all the way. Shell says, of course we can get a win v Chelsea. What a silly question. And Adierik Kangumba. Hi, Gordon off and Wisher on in the second half up front for Newcastle United now. Well, yeah, listen, you're going to have to bring someone on in the second half. That was going to be my next question. What changes do Newcastle make here at half-time? What changes does Eddie Howe make, if any, to try and influence the game, to try and get things back on track? What were you saying? Sorry. Darren McCluskey says Everton are in better form than Chelsea. I fancy Everton. Wouldn't be surprising, would it? Let's be honest. Would not be surprising at all. Scottish GHK says Key got banned for being too entertaining and knowledgeable. Should have been banned more often given that. Well done for 1 million. Oh, mate, what a guy. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it. Oh, hey, this Shy Boy. What a guy. Join the members club. The Matchday squad. What a guy. Cheers for that, mate. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome. That has only literally just launched in the last 24 hours as well. So memberships, I'm going to start doing a little bit more of a... You'll actually get proper value for being a member now, where previously people were just doing it to be nice and be supportive, which is also very, very nice, by the way. But now you're going to get actual value from it. Welsh Wing says, here's a quiz question for you, Key. Who was the last team to beat Arsenal at Highbury and were the first team to beat them at the Emirates? Ooh, that is a good question. Last team to beat Arsenal at Highbury, first team to beat them at the Emirates. Might it be Everton? Everton did win late on at Highbury. I'm sure they did in the final season. Didn't Everton win there? I don't know why I think that. No, it can't be Everton, because that's exactly the sort of thing that Everton fans will crow about. Everton fans they'd have put that on the stadium outside. First team to win at Highbury. Oh, we'd never have heard the end of that. That's the sort of thing they brag about. So no, I don't think it is Everton. I don't know. I have no idea. Shell says it's your first birthday on the 13th of December. Well, it is. It kind of is and it isn't. I actually only started posting videos, I think, in like the end of December. It might have been like, I think first video was posted Boxing Day. And I think I actually only ever did my first live in March. So technically, I've done it in 9 months. But either way, it's all good. It's all good. What we're saying, sorry, Reece says, I'd like to say I was one of the first viewers, Kate. You was indeed, man. You've been here since the start. One of the OGs. And Joe says, this better just be us surprising Sunderland. And Clarkey says, put Anthony Elanga on for Barnes. Finn up the toffees. Dewsbury Hall to score the winner. And what we're saying, the legend FK says, Key, that red and green jagged striped kit behind you. Which team? This one is Juventus. Juventus away circa 2007, 2008, I think. Thereabouts. Maybe even a bit earlier. Normal guy, Real Madrid gifting City 2 goals. I expected Mbappe to come on in the second half. And Callum says, I'm an OG, Key, been here since April, March time. You have, mate? Yeah, you've been around a while. Causing bother. Jake, what's the score? It is Leverkusen 1, Newcastle 0. FC 35, Newcastle a shite. And Ocean Parry, how's it going? Finn, West Ham were first and last team to win at Arsenal. Hey, marvellous confetti. Cheers for that, Paul. And Alex, I've been around since May. I think you have. You've been an OG as well, Alex. You were around since the start as well, if I can remember. User 688, couldn't you appeal the banana kit? I did. I tried to. They wouldn't have it. They weren't letting me. They just said no, rejected. You're just going to have to tolerate not being on for like... And it said 72 hours. It ended up being like 5 days. So it might happen again. Hey, Scottish GHK, blimey. There you go. Straight into the starting 11 club. What a guy. Cheers for that, mate. Thank you very much, sir. You'll get your benefits starting next game. Jordan, Munoz, Mateta, Canvosar, all injured. City at the weekend. I hate this game. Oh, no. And Ketty is going to have to step up, Jordan. And Welsh Wing says it was West Ham. Beat us at Highbury 3-2, February 2006. When they had Pardew, and they beat us April 2007, 1-0 when they were trying to stay up. They had Tevez and Mascherano. Really? Hey, that is interesting. I didn't know that. Normal guy, I remember when you were doing the Nations League streams. Yeah, there's been some rogue streams definitely in the time. FC 35, I can't keep watching Newcastle only concede from playing deep. Why do we keep playing deep? I think they're a little bit concerned about getting caught on the counter. Wow, look at the hot air balloons. Cheers for that, Paul. What a guy. Alex Macklin. How's it going? Sorry, BCFC Benji. I've been around for ages. I'm claiming OG status too. Yes, Benji. Good lad. Normal guy. Oh, we've done that one. Sorry. FC 35. Jimmy P. Key giving out universal credit. Sam Dawson up the Blues. Oh, Sam. You wrongin'. Thomas Roberts, what's happened with Salah in Liverpool? Salah is being a little rat bag, and he needs to wind his neck in and remember that the team's more important than him. So he needs to put his ego to one side. Jaden says, sick performance from us. And Alex, do you think Salah's finished at LFC or come back in January? No, I think he probably is finished now. Yeah, unless he apologises, he'll be done. He won't play again. Jordan, I mean, at least Eddie can score when under pressure. That's Liverpool fans. Why did you turn... I was being nice. Why did you turn that into a dig? That was so unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary, that. Welsh Wing says, why am I now just finding out Javier Mascherano is manager of Inter Miami? They're all ex-Barcelona there. It's all ex-Barcelona pretty much, isn't it? Alba, Busquets, Messi, Mascherano in charge. I'm sure they've got a few ex-Barcelona kids there as well. FC 35, we go deep against Burnley while 2-0 up for 5 minutes and manage to concede. And Maywan says Salah on his way to Newcastle United. Salah will probably end up going to, in my opinion, Manchester City. I don't know why. And Jordan says that's the only goal I can remember him scoring other than last week. He scored against Thingy as well, didn't he? What do they call in the Europa League? Dynamo Kiev. Scored a couple of good goals in that. Jimmy P says, Phil Neville, my favourite Barca player. Oh, don't tell me I've got to do this stupid capture thing. Honestly, it happens all the time, this. You can't have a live without getting caught on capture, whatever that is. There we go. Absolute nightmare. Right, I'm back. I'm back. I didn't run away. I'm back. Jake Fitzpatrick, hopefully Everton lose on the weekend and we win so we can jump those blue. I can't say that I'll get banned if I say that. User 688 says, thing that gets me key is why did Salah sign a new contract if he wants out? Could have got 50 mil. Why did he sign a new contract? I think he signed a new contract. Listen, this is all because Liverpool have tried to sell him behind his back. That's all it boils down to. Daniel, at 2k subscribers, you said you would do a door giveaway at 6k. It's been a while since you've been at 6k. I haven't heard anything about it. Could do with a new door for Christmas. I don't remember ever saying anything about giving a door away. A door? I said shirts. I definitely need to give some shirts away. And to be fair, I will do. I have no problem giving the shirts away. I just don't want to give a door away because I haven't got one to give. Shell, we won't lose. Sorry, whoever that was. And on a panel says, wooden pallets. Wooden pallets. Jordan, Salah was crawling and begging Glasner to take him. He said, nah, we don't need a backup option. We've got Uche. Jimmy P says TikTok is terrible for actual live streams. Well, I don't love it. I don't love it. And that's why we have the main chat going on in the main place. I'm not going to say the name, but the main place. It's right over there. Go and check it out. The scrum down. How's it going, James? Good to see you, Jordan. Never seen KSI door giveaway meme then. Did he actually give a door away, KSI? News to me. Yeah, I've never seen it. The Legend FK says, I can't see Everton finishing above Liverpool anyhow. And Mackenzie, how did Newcastle play in that first half? Terrible. Absolutely terrible. It was shocking. Leverkusen by far the better side. Probably should have been 2, maybe even 3 up. And Newcastle maybe even should have been down to 10 men. Very, very difficult to see Newcastle getting back into this unless they make a couple of big changes. We'll see. Welsh Wing says, didn't say before the whole Salah debacle, this reminds me of the Aubameyang situation. He signs the huge contract, then vanishes and has behaviour issues. Possible, yeah. And on a Permel says, so you think Salah won't stay at Liverpool? No, I don't. I don't. I think he's... he doesn't think that he has anything to apologise for. He thinks that he has been slighted. His ego has been bruised. And this isn't about him being dropped, by the way. This is why I've got a massive issue with Mo Salah. My big issue with him is that he's actually having a pop at Arne Slot. And he's having a pop at his teammates. And he's disrespecting his teammates and the fans. And making things harder for the club and the fans and his teammates. All of which he apparently really cares about. He's making things so much harder for them. All because... the club, not Slot, not any... the club, the lads above him, Richard Hughes and whatever, they have all effectively gone behind his back and tried to secure... they've been negotiating with clubs for Salah, whether that's for January or for the summer. But I think that's what's happened. I think we've been trying to get some deals lined up to say, hey, listen, would you be interested in Mo Salah? You can have him, you know, we'd be up for selling him. If you want to sell him, if you want to buy him, we're up for it, like... And his agent has got wind of that, I think, and that's what set him off. It's not because he's been dropped for 2 games. Excuse me. Because can you imagine how ridiculous is that? You get dropped for 2 games and you kick off like that. There's no way that's the reason. No way. It's entirely due to his ego's been bruised because he's not the main man anymore, and Liverpool have gone, well, we're paying you 400k, mate, and you're playing like someone who's on 150k. Not terrible, just not 400k. Like you're still a wonderful player, and Salah's one of my favourite ever Liverpool players, but he isn't playing at 400k a week, is he? He's not playing at that level, nowhere near it. Jimmy P Comedy says Liverpool have tried to sell him, pretty much. Yeah, that seems to be the rumour doing the rounds, and it seems to line up with what he was saying about, you know, you've made me promises and all this stuff, and I'm being thrown under the bus, I'm being used as a scapegoat. None of that applies to Arne Slot. None of that applies to Arne Slot. I think what we know what's going on here, it's that Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards don't think he's worth the money that they're paying him, and actually if we can sell him, then let's sell him. MUFC says Salah is past his best anyway. You'll just sign someone else who's younger. That's very true. And User688 says Salah to City. Can't see that key. Saudi, yeah. No, I'm not talking about selling him to City. I'm talking about him mutually cancelling his contract. That is what the rumour is that's doing the rounds, is Salah doesn't want to go to Saudi. He's no interest in going to Saudi. This guy thinks he's the best player in the world. He isn't ready to go and retire in the sun in Saudi. You can't pay him enough money to do that. He doesn't need money. He's not a guy who values money. He's not really interested in getting paid £1 million a week in Saudi, and he could go and get it. He's not bothered. He wants to be winning Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues, and you can't get that in Saudi. So the reality is, he wants to go and play for a Real Madrid, not an Arsenal, a Real Madrid, a Manchester City, a Barcelona, right? And he isn't going to get in at Barcelona because of Lamine Yamal. I think he could go and get in at City, and I think he would go and get in at Real Madrid. But if those clubs don't want to pay £100 million for a 33-year-old player, then inevitably he's not going to go anywhere. So the obvious conclusion is then he'll go to Liverpool and say, listen, I will pay out my own pocket. I will pay £100 million. I will pay you to cancel the contract. And then he's a free agent, isn't he? He can go where he wants. And at that point, on a free transfer, he would go to City, I'm telling you. I am telling you, mark my words. If that happens, he will go to City. We're off and underway for the second half. Anyway, Chalk Chart. How's it going, Chalk Chart? Newcastle, chance. Oh, why have you not gambled at the back stick? Harvey Barnes. Oh, if he keeps running, he gets a tap in. It's a great run from Anthony Gordon, this. Is it Anthony Gordon? No, it's Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall does unbelievably well. Gets into the box. You can't ask any more of him. Oh, it's fantastic from Lewis Hall. And he puts it across the face of goal. And you know what? If Harvey Barnes gambles, if he slides, anything, it's a Newcastle equaliser. And no, he doesn't do it. Jordan says Salah's just a wannabe Wilfried Zaha. The Scrum Down Live says Salah and Semenyo in. Sounds like a reasonable transition for Liverpool. Semenyo's not coming to Liverpool. I don't want him. Darren McCluskey. Salah is all for himself. Sooner Liverpool get rid of him, the better. He thinks he's bigger than the club. That's infinitely possible, Darren, yeah. I think he's behaving that way at least. Daniel, do you think Salah has a good case if Liverpool acted wrong first? Well, what do you mean by Liverpool acted wrong? Liverpool trying to sell him? No. No, not at all. Oh, what are you doing, keeper? Voltemade has pinched it and there's a claim for a penalty. And it is. Is it going to be a penalty? It is. It's a penalty to Newcastle. Oh, my goodness me. The goalkeeper's had an absolute howler. And Newcastle, they're let back into this game. Leverkusen have literally opened the door and said, there you go. Back in the game. It's an absolute howler from the goalkeeper. What are you doing? Flecken. Oh, Voltemade. And it's a... Do you know what? I tell you what. There's a hint of a dive here. Voltemade chases the goalkeeper down. Flecken panics. He tries to Cruyff turn it. He takes it off. Voltemade's getting to it. Does he actually take the player here? Oh, that's a dive for me. That's a dive, that. If that gets given as a penalty, I'm sorry, that's really poor. That is really poor. That is a dive from Voltemade. That is a dive from Voltemade. It is. I'm sorry, it is. That is a dive, 100%. It is a dive, but it isn't going to get ruled out. It's a penalty. That is crazy. Isabella, forever RIP, Diogo Jota, absolutely. Legend FK, it's his fault for really putting chances away or not assisting. And Tony Stark says, not assisting, that's Isak's fault for not being in the right position. Isak's not been on the pitch, Tony. Nostalgia Bunker says, Big Don Noni with a brace. Flecken's had an absolute shocker there, hasn't he? Right, here we go. Penalty to Newcastle. Harvey Barnes. Is it Harvey Barnes or is it Anthony Gordon? It's looking like Harvey Barnes. I don't know who it is. No, I think it is. It's Gordon. It's 1-1. There you go. It's 1-1. Anthony Gordon puts it away. Newcastle straight back into this one. Keeper never touched him, said Graham. No, he never went anywhere near him. And Flecken, look at him. Flecken is grief-stricken that he's put the team in that situation. Tony says Isak hasn't played a game. You've misunderstood, mate. I didn't say... Well, you didn't misunderstand. You obviously heard what you wanted to hear. I didn't say that Isak hasn't played a game. Isak hasn't played. He hasn't been playing. He hasn't been playing. The Legend of K says, no player is bigger than Liverpool for me, no player. Just ignore him, mate. He's talking out his backside. He's talking out his backside. Jimmy says, worse than the Liverpool pen. Well, at least there was actual contact with the Liverpool pen. Graham says they give pens for anything in this league. And Scottish GHK says Semenyo has a £65 million release clause before the 10th of January. Salah sold early, and it's a done deal that a Ghanaian will be bagging goals at Anfield. Leverkusen in at the other end. Here's Poku. Good tackle, good block from Chow, who maybe shouldn't be on the pitch. Jake says, ignore all the recent conduct between Salah and Liverpool. Salah will always be a legend of the club. Oh, he is. He is, but he isn't. And to be fair, Isabella, decent player in Bournemouth. Decent. He's not a Salah replacement, is he? Shouldn't be anywhere near Liverpool's starting 11. Bench player. He can come in and play on the bench, but he isn't a player who starts for Liverpool. No chance. Not a chance. Welsh Wing says Real Madrid have missed a sitter. Leverkusen down the left-hand side, cleared away. Newcastle again, just riding a bit of a storm here. Malik Chow having to defend very, very deep. Newcastle just sitting in after that penalty. But it's a better game this now, isn't it? Much better game. Sparked into life. Goals change games. That one certainly has. Leverkusen down the left-hand side. Good ball in. Good defending, though, from Newcastle this time. Much better. That's going to be a foul, is it? Yeah. Jimmy says, Malik Tiar lucky to be on the pitch. And Paul says, real big chance for Real Madrid. Lifted it over the keeper and the bar. Jake, who would you bring in for Salah's replacement? For me, I'd be bringing in Elise or Diamand. Probably Diamand. But seeing as we've gone with young players, I would be going with Diamand. Honor Permo says, are they going to name a stand the Mo Salah stand? No. Daniel, was Salah a top 3 all-time Liverpool player? No, not a chance. And do you think PSG will win, Ben? I think so. It's 0-0 against Bilbao. Still early, innit? Still 0-0. Wrexham penalty. Wrexham penalty against Hull. Oh, hey, that's a foul, ref. That should be a foul. Ooh. The Legend FK says Dalglish, Gerrard, etc. deserve stands. You can't give everyone a bloody stand. I draw the line. I think once you've got one stand, that's your stand. Like, you don't have. And to be honest, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if you put a name on the Kop end. It's always going to be the Kop. If you put a name on the Annie Road end, it's always going to be the Annie Road end. If you put a name on the main stand, it's always going to be the main stand. I don't think you're going to get anyone calling it anything other than those things. It's just that's the name of the stands. Scottish GHK says, just ask Jordan Henderson how to ruin a legacy. Well, Jordan Henderson hasn't ruined his Liverpool legacy. Not for me, anyway. He's a wonderful captain. Prince Rupert says, what about Sadio Mane? How do Liverpool fans feel about him? I guess, in many ways, a little bit, well, not similar to Mo Salah, but he was a wonderful player. There's many people who thought Mane was better than Salah. But they were both players who had a big ego. They were both absolutely fantastic. Probably played for us our best period in my lifetime, anyway. The Welsh Wing says, do you think Wrexham will reach the playoffs, Key? No. No, I don't. Paul says, Arsenal winning 2-0. And Jimmy says, what about a statue for Salah? Liverpool don't do player statues. Don't do player statues. Chance here for... Oh, unlucky. Leverkusen. Newcastle scrambling it away. And Daniel says, not a chance is harsh. Who would be a top 5 all-time? Top 5 all-time Liverpool players. Trying to do it in order, but honestly, I don't think I'm going to do it in order. I don't think I'm going to be able to. But I would say Gerrard. Kenny. Souness, Hansen, Van Dijk. Yeah, Souness, Hansen, Dalglish. I mean, you could argue Clements, but I would say Alisson was better. Club Brugge 0, Arsenal 3. Definitely those. I mean, I'd probably say Salah's absolutely phenomenal though. He's definitely top 10, but I'm not sure. I think he's top 5 in my lifetime. He's top 5 in my lifetime, but not top 5 all time. Ian Rush, yeah, Rushy was fantastic as well. Keegan, 2 Ballon d'Ors. I mean, he didn't win it when he was with us, but yeah, Kevin Keegan, absolutely brilliant. Luis Suarez, for me, is a better player than Mo Salah. Not necessarily a better legacy with Liverpool, but he's certainly a better player than Mo Salah. If I could only have one in my team, absolute peak, it's Luis Suarez over Mo Salah. And that's even factoring in what a absolute whack job Luis Suarez is. Leverkusen down the left-hand side here. Jimmy says, Aquilani, mate, how can you miss him? And the Legend FK says, John Barnes, Suarez, definitely if he stayed longer. Rush should be there too, lad. Yeah, hey, listen, we've had a lot of good players, haven't we? Let's be honest, there's lots and lots of good players. I just think for me, I mean, again, there's plenty of people who'll tell you John Barnes is the best Liverpool player they've ever seen. He was an absolute icon of that late 80s team. Mid to late 80s. Welsh Wing says, Madwecki, killer pass to Martinelli, he's tearing it up. Scottish GHK, Teddy McDermott, well, you could go back even further, couldn't you? Emlyn Hughes. You've even got, your players like Phil Neal, Stevie Highway. Lots of fabulous players we had. Daniel says, why Van Dijk over Salah? Van Dijk for me is a more important player for Liverpool than Mo Salah. That is a dive. That is an absolute dive from Voltemade. I'll die on that hill. That is a dive from Voltemade. It's poor. Yeah, Van Dijk is absolutely a better player than Mo Salah. In terms of if you can only pick one to be in your side, it's Van Dijk every day of the week. He was a bigger difference maker. Both fantastic. User 688. Big Ron Yates. Hey, Big Ron Yates. The Anfield Iron. Tommy Smith as well. Tommy Smith was brilliant. Harsh pen last night, but who cares, still a win. And Jimmy P says, guilty pleasure player for Liverpool, Kate. Guilty pleasure. Dirk Kuyt. I get loads of shit for Dirk Kuyt and Emil Heskey. Yeah. Everyone tells me they're shocking players, but I loved them. Absolutely loved them. Dirk Kuyt was one of my favourites. I always like the workman like, always intensity and I love Dirk Kuyt. Absolute quality. Daniel, great goal from Martinelli. Joe Linton's been taken off for Miley here, and he's not happy. He's not happy at all that he's being taken off. Shell, I like the Club Brugge kit. And Prince Rupert says Voltemade, a real diver apparently. Well, he definitely dived there. Scottish GHK, Sammy Lee was cheeky too. Bruce Grobbelaar for the antics. Sammy Lee. We've had lots of good players, haven't we, over the years, let's be honest. I'm trying to think of other players who would be classed as a guilty pleasure for me at Liverpool. I don't know. We've had lots of good ones, haven't we? Sam says, Gabby and Noni fighting it out for goal of the tournament. Nathan, Key's back. I've been suspended. I've still been live every night, Nathan, just to be clear. I'm live every single night, always, over on the main chat, the main place. The one that's got the proper scoreboard and everything, the good luck. I'm live every night over there, but I got banned on TikTok for the 3rd time, and it might happen again. I can't promise it won't. So if ever you come on a night and I'm not live on TikTok, get yourself over there. Daniel says, if you were to only have one in your side, Salah would take Liverpool closer to a Premier League title. I disagree. I would say Salah is a wonderful player, but he's not the difference maker that Van Dijk is. Nathan felt wrong being on YouTube, not here. Well, to each their own, mate. You like what you like. And DC, is there a limited amount of bans you get? I don't know. I hope not, but probably. I don't know. Scottish GHK, Robbie Fowler had a few guilty pleasures, allegedly. Very much alleged. The Scrum Down Live, are you live on Christmas Day, Key? FC Reindeer versus Bad Santa United. I am, mate, yes, thank you very much for asking. I am live on Christmas Day. I'm live on Christmas Day, I'm live on Boxing Day, I'm live on Christmas Eve, I'm live on New Year's Eve, I'm live on New Year's Day, I'm live every day. Every day. Paul Hexham says, another chance, City. But yeah, we'll be watching footy on Christmas Day. We absolutely will. There is one game that you can watch on Christmas Day, and I will be watching it. There's one game in the whole world that's live on Christmas Day, and I will be watching it. Thank you very much, Paul. Cheers for the likes. Cheers for the repost and the gift. Oh, off the post! Newcastle very nearly 2-1. Oh, I tell you what, they've struggled here, Leverkusen, in this second half, and the change Newcastle has made, starting to get a bit of an impact, starting to control the ball a bit more. Welsh Wing says, Adams, Terry or Ferdinand? I think Adams was the better defender. Ferdinand, the better athlete. So in the modern game, in today's game, I think Rio Ferdinand would be the better defender. Like, right now, because if you look at where football was 20 years ago and where it is now, it's so much more dependent on sprints, distance covered, high lines, all that sort of stuff, that it just wasn't like that when Tony Adams was around. Tony Adams would get terrored in the modern game. And I apply that quite rigorously to other players. There's quite a few other... Well, maybe he wouldn't get terrored. Maybe he'd just have to completely evolve his game. But he would have to be a completely different player. Rio Ferdinand would be a better player in the modern game. But Tony Adams was by far the better defender out of all three of those. So maybe as a balance, because Terry was a bit of an athlete. So I think Terry would probably be, if I had to have one in my team right now, like Adams at his peak, but I can only have the Adams of the 90s, or Rio Ferdinand at his peak, or Terry at his peak. I'd have John Terry at his peak. Daniel says, what do you think was Van Dijk's best attribute? I don't know. He's everything. Physicality, reading of the game, pace. Never really got beyond a sprint, beyond a light jog for most of his prime. He never really got out of second gear. Just did everything. Absolute cruise control. Prince Rupert says, "What's that? Some game in Asia somewhere?" No, the Saudi Pro League. It is indeed. MT says the missus won't be happy on Christmas Day though. My missus is delighted. Trust me. Well, maybe she's not delighted, actually. She's going to be with the in-laws. She's going to be dealing with the in-laws, and I'm going to be going, right, love. I'll put my little girl to bed. She will have done Christmas Day. We'll have had our Christmas dinner. I'll put my little girl to bed. Off she goes. She's played with her toys and had everything, all the good fun that you have on Christmas Day. And then I'll be like, right, love, I'm going. I'm off watching footy with the Premier League dad crew. You sort the dishes and... Oh, that was incredibly sexist, wasn't it? You sort tidying up and look after the in-laws. I'll be back in a few hours. Welsh Ring says, Mrs. Key will have Thomas Key doing a Coronation Street watch-along Christmas Day. And Paul says, only 10k likes with over 60 people on. Come on, guys, it's free to like. Tap, tap, tap. What a guy. Jimmy says, wouldn't you worry about him going after your wife? Who? What are you about? Who? Her father-in-law. Her father-in-law and her mother? Probably not, no. Courtois is an incredible keeper. Oh, John Terry. Oh, sorry. Well, yeah. Yeah, probably would, actually. He's hard work, Terry, isn't he? User 688, will you get on the beers? Well, I can't if I'm on here. If I'm on here, I can't, because we're not Christ. I can't have a glass with Carlsberg on, let alone one with Carlsberg in. So no, I can't get on the beers on Christmas Day at all. If I'm on here, but if I'm on here, I probably can. So I might have a little tiny. Well, it'll be a Coke. It'll just be Coke, I promise you. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I might have a little dash of JD in there or something like that. Daniel, what interested you most about this game more than the others? Probably a couple of things, mate. First off, I thought Real Madrid City. I don't know. Unlucky. I genuinely thought this one was going to be two teams quite equally matched, quite evenly matched. I genuinely thought City would wipe the floor with Real Madrid tonight. And I couldn't be bothered with it. Real Madrid have been shocking recently. They've won 1 game in 5. They've been dreadful. I genuinely thought City would wipe the floor with them. They're in front, but I thought they would absolutely pace Real Madrid. Arsenal for the same reason. I can't be arsed sitting here watching people fawn over Arsenal beating a Belgian side. I can't. So I didn't want to watch Arsenal. I didn't want to watch City. So this was the next best thing. You could say process of elimination. The other argument, of course, is that Real Madrid and City, every bloody watch-along channel is doing Real Madrid and City, aren't they? Every single one. Although this is, we're not getting great numbers tonight, but it's all good. I thought we might get maybe a touch more than we are. Ben says PSG are going to let me down here in the Scrum Down Live. Says small JD on the rocks and the Saudi Pro League is what Christmas is all about. And I was going to say it might be a bit disrespectful to be watching the Saudi Pro League with a JD. A little Jack and Coke. Paul Hexham, do you think Alonso's position is under threat, Key? Well, every chance, isn't there? I mean, if he loses tonight, there was rumours that if he loses tonight, he probably will not play. So he will not manage another game for Real Madrid. He'll be moved on. But I don't know who they're going to get. There's not a massive standout option unless they go back to Zidane. And I really hope they don't get Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp has said that he finished because he was tired and he didn't have it in him anymore. And I think I think he is too smart to go to Real Madrid. And I really hope that's the case. Here's Poku. Bayer Leverkusen are in here. They're in here if they get this right. Poku is miles forward. Big chance here. Hit it! Oh, it's a corner. That would have been a marvellous goal from Ernest Poku on the counter. It's a huge block from Newcastle. Very nearly throwing it away there. And MT says, bro, don't disrespect my team. Not your team. The Jupiler Pro League as a whole, I would say. Arsenal were always going to wipe the floor with Bet Bruce tonight. They were always going to, mate. Welsh Wing, are you watching Arsenal v Palace 23rd? I am indeed, yeah. And Scottish GHK, a sherry for Shell, a scotch for me, and a fruit shoot for Tolga. A Capri Sun. MT says, we're not just a Belgian team, we are the Belgium team. The team from Brugge. Well, I wouldn't disagree with that. Strike! Ayo! Is it going to be a corner? No, unlucky. Nearly. Leverkusen playing quite well again. And Daniel says, do you think Alonso has to get sacked for Slot to get sacked? No. Listen, I am pretty certain that Xabi Alonso will get sacked before the end of the season. Arne Slot should not be getting sacked by Liverpool no matter what this season. I genuinely think he just gets a free pass. It's been that hard of a season to manage for him. Nobody's going to appreciate it. Everyone's going to say, oh yeah, they've spent 500 million. Again, no one's going to appreciate it. And I don't know if that's just them being willfully dense or, just trying to create drama. Because nobody actually thinks that. When you actually realise what a horrible job this guy has had this season, he's had it a lot harder than many think. So he's got my sympathy. Juventus 2, Paphos 0. Chance for Newcastle, cleared away. I'll tell you what, Lewis Miley coming into the game has changed things. It's undeniable, isn't it? Jimmy says, swap deal with Slot Key. I hope not. I really hope not. And Legend FK says, Leverkusen and Newcastle on paper is actually more evenly matched than some think. I would agree so, yeah. MT says, Jupiler is better than Stella. Jupiler is a top lager beer too. I didn't even know it was a beer. Daniel says, please don't watch the Arsenal game. I want Arsenal to win a trophy. Well, unlucky. We will be watching that one, definitely. Welsh Wing, do you think Madrid could get company? I don't think he's the type of manager they'd target. Real Madrid are like upper echelon, top tier. They're not going to go and get company, are they? Surely not. Surely not. MT says, the Scrum Down Live, the best beer is Cara for sure. Hey, well, listen, you're speaking to the right guy. James, the Scrum Down Live, he knows his European lagers. And 92FC says, I can only see Man City, Arsenal or Newcastle winning the Champions League. Newcastle won't win the Champions League. Not playing like this. Jimmy says, Inzaghi, Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique is ex-Real Madrid, isn't he? He's ex-Barcelona, but he is ex-Real Madrid as well. He could do. Inzaghi doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It probably ends up being Zidane. And if it isn't Zidane, then I wonder if they'd go for Andoni Iraola. Yeah, maybe Andoni Iraola would be a decent shout for Real Madrid. Paul says, I want to know where 500 million came from. It was 415. And Jake says, are you watching the derby this weekend, Sunderland, Newcastle? Yes, absolutely. The Legend FK, is Figo available? I don't know. I didn't know if Figo was... Figo's not managing, is he? Is he managing? I didn't even know he was managing. Newcastle playing it all the way back to Ramsdale here. Is there another goal in this game? That's the question. Sam Allardyce to Real Madrid. And the Scrum Down Live says we'll have to order a few off Beers of Europe. Christ, and Orville. Jesus Christ, we've got a beer chat going on over on the tube. The Legend FK, I don't think Figo manages, but what a player he was. Yeah, well, he was absolutely a good player, undeniably. Ball stood up. Chance for Newcastle. It's there. They've done it. They've pinched it. They've done it. Who is it? Is it Bruno? No, it's Lewis Miley. Lewis Miley off the bench. I tell you what, Joe Linton is going to be raging. He's raging that he didn't... He was on the pitch. He had an absolute shocker. And we said, since Lewis Miley has come on, the game has completely changed. Newcastle started to get a little bit more on the ball. They've started to just put the foot on it. Get a bit more comfortable, a bit more possession. They've spread it out wide. They've widened the pitch. And look at this, it comes again from a wide area. Anthony Gordon, who's played quite well tonight, stands it up. Miley gambling, getting into the 6-yard box. It's a wonderful goal. That's a proper away goal, that. Gordon getting to the byline, stands it up, good cross in. And Miley, that is that. Do you know what that is? That is Paul Scholes, that. That reminded me of Paul Scholes. Look at him ghosting in. That is Paul Scholes, that. I'm not going to say he is Paul Scholes. He might never get anywhere near. I doubt he does. But that goal reminded me so much of Paul Scholes. I was watching Paul Scholes the other day. Paul Scholes' Premier League years. His 100 club goals. And you saw about 50 of them were like that. Exactly like that. Great goal, Lewis Miley. Absolutely made up for him. And it's the 2-1 to Newcastle. The Legend FK says Alan Pardew to Madrid. Be yourself, Dylan. Miley 6-7. Welsh Wing says Allardyce and Sammy Lee to bring Brexit ball to the Bernabeu. And Daniel, do Liverpool have money to spend in January in the summer? Will Slot be trusted with big money? Well, Slot hasn't been trusted with any money thus far. It's not Slot's money to spend. Slot doesn't make any decisions in terms of money in the same way that maybe Mikel Arteta does or any other manager at any other club, really. Arne Slot is a first-team coach. Liverpool very clear to change that. Very important distinction. Jurgen Klopp was the manager. Arne Slot is only the first-team coach. So while he has a say in transfers, he does not have even the majority say. Ball played in. Oh, unlucky. Yeah, it's very difficult. And that's why I'm saying I think he's been dealt a bit of a duff card by Liverpool this season. 92FC, have you watched Scholes and Butts podcasts? Yeah, I have. I like them. I like them a lot. Glimt 2, Dortmund 2. Jesus Christ. Bodo Glimt. Here we go. Leverkusen coming forward. Chance. Oh, what's he doing, Ramsdale? Oh, yeah. What are you doing? Hit it. Oh, good save. 4, nearly 2-2. NUFC Isaac says better than Gerrard. Prove me wrong. Better than Gerrard, Lewis Miley. Darts Bros, he had 400 million. No, he didn't spend any of that, mate. That wasn't him. Jimmy P says, who has been your Liverpool flop this season? Liverpool flop. I mean, you could say Isak just because he's not been fit, but if we're talking actual performances, probably... Same with Frimpong. You could say Frimpong. Frimpong and Isak just because they've not been fit since they come in. They've literally played like 2 games. I don't know. There's not really anyone that's like flopped. I don't know. I don't really think there's anyone that has. Maybe Kirkes and an absolute push, but I don't think he's flopped. I think he's played quite well recently, actually. Yeah, maybe Kirkes and a push. Definitely McAllister. Christ, McAllister for certain. I know he's not a signing this summer, but Mac has been shocking. The Legend FK says Wirtz is getting better every week. Wirtz has been brilliant for about, a month or 2, I think. He's been really good. First couple of months he was a bit iffy, but I think since the last, just before the last international break, he started playing really well. Leslie McCluskey. Liverpool job is too big for Slot. Kanate is shit. Well, we might not have to put up with Kanate much longer. He'll probably be gone in the summer, but the job is not too big for Slot. He's already proved that. He's already done something that no other manager has ever done. Probably never will do, to be honest. So, Arne Slot is an absolute elite manager. Jacob Murphy coming on for Newcastle. Harvey Barnes going off. And Scottish GHK. Weinen Stefana Hefeweißbier. Used to live in Germany. By the way, I forgot, mate. You did a super chat last night and I didn't read it out because it happened literally as a goal went in. And I only remembered it after I ended the stream. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you've done that. What an absolute divvy. So I apologise for that. Just wanted to say that while we've got it on the live. Leslie, Scrum Down Live to put a line in the beer talk. German, Belgian and Czech beer are the elite. I'll take your word for it. As someone who's never had a pint, I'll take your word for it. Paul, this could have been Mbappe v Haaland like the World Cup, but Mbappe's not playing. And the Legend FK said, Wirtz is quality. I'd love to build a team around him. Game changed last night when Wirtz came on, didn't he? Corner here to Newcastle. Could they finish the game off? 3-1 and it's over. Ball whipped in. Straight out by Leverkusen. It's a free kick, the referee says, for holding. Rolo says, any plans for Easter yet, mate? For Easter? Christ, why are we talking about Easter? I don't know, what's going on at Easter? Graham says Polish beer is good as well, yeah. He likes a Tisky. Likes a Tisky, does our Graham. Honor Permo says you've never had a pint. No, never had a pint. Don't get me wrong, if someone's bought a pint and they say, yeah, I'll have a try of that. I've had a sip. Never actually had a pint. Leslie says, want most of that winning title team was Klopp's. Yeah, and Klopp couldn't, exactly, and that's a great point. That's exactly why Slot is elite, isn't it? Thank you for proving my point, Leslie. Exactly why Slot is elite. Because he did it with another manager's team. No other manager has ever been able to do that. Klopp couldn't win the league with that Liverpool team, could he? Even Klopp, even the legendary great Jurgen Klopp couldn't win the league with that team. And Arne Slot comes in, doesn't spend any money, and straight in wins the league. Absolutely unbelievable. MT says Key is missing out. On a perma, what are you doing for Christmas 2029? Ipswich 1, Stoke 0. NUFC Carl says, my cousin's just scored his first ever European goal. Lovely. And Paul Hexham just wide from Madrid. Scrum Down Live says, you have to build a tolerance to beer. If you don't, any beer tastes shite. Hey, James, if nothing else, this confirms what I told you, by the way, mate. Start that YouTube channel. I told you about it. Start it about exactly what we talked about. Do it. There's an audience for it. Chance! Oh, what a save, goalkeeper! What a save that is. Who is it at the back post here? Is that Anthony Gordon, far post? What a save this is from Flecken, by the way. He's had a howler to let Newcastle back into it. But this is absolutely top tier. Who is it who gets this header? Is it Malik Chow? I think it is, Malik Chow. Oh, that's a fabulous save from Mark Flecken. Chow, who maybe shouldn't be on the pitch, is a brilliant save. 92FC says, have you ever been to St James's? I can't say I ever have, no. Strike! Off the post! Newcastle hit the post again! Second time in the game they hit the post, and on that basis, I said at half-time when they were 1-0 down, I said Newcastle are going to have to go some way and improve some way to try and get back in this one. Oh, here we go. They're going to have to try and get back into this one. Oh, it's a big chance here. Big chance. Oh, big save from Ramsdale. Newcastle all over the place at the back. It's a massive finish to this game. It's all going off. It's all going off. Big save from Ramsdale. Newcastle have hit the post twice. And it's been a really good second half performance for him. Etihad deserves a lot of credit. I think that Lewis Miley sub has changed things for him. Leverkusen ball whipped in. Cleared away. Sliced away at the near post. And it's another corner. Leslie says last season was a poor league compared to other seasons. Come on. All right, so are we not going to give Arsenal credit for this year either then? So I'll tell you what, yeah, I agree with you. Let's strike off Liverpool's league from last season. We'll strike off Arsenal's as well. Leverkusen. Oh, what's going on? Oh, Ramsdale dives on it. Scottish GHK says key Xmas 2029, chilling next to a Spanish pool. 2029? Whoa, I am rooting for 2027, 2026, Christmas 2026. With a bit of luck, it'll be mañana. I'll be doing these lives next to, I don't know, a beautiful beach somewhere. MT says, which is the best night out, Birmingham or Luton? Birmingham's a good city. I can't say I've ever been to Luton. I've passed through it, actually, but I've never actually been to Luton. Apologies, Reese. Reese is from Luton, I think. What are we saying? Sorry, I don't know if I've missed any. I apologise. Paul says Vinny Jr.'s missed a few tonight, and Adam says Klopp has won the league before that, and it was Pep fall-off that helped Slot. Hey, you can only beat who's in front of you, though, can't you? You can only beat who is in front of you. Vinny Jr.'s washed, says Jimmy P. Right, Leverkusen down the left-hand side here. And Reese, Reese, I'm sorry, I didn't think you'd clock that. I wouldn't go out in Luton if I was the last person on earth. No, go where he is in. I don't know if Luton is or isn't, but I'm just saying. Birmingham's a lovely city, though. MT says, been to Sheffield, it was not a great night. Apparently it is a good night in Sheffield. I've heard good things. Leverkusen, chance! Oh, it's going to be a corner, is it? Yeah, Leverkusen pushing for an equaliser here. Paul, could be a red here for Real Madrid. And Jake says, another big miss for Madrid. Vinny is so overrated. Reece says, I genuinely think Jesus has had more shots on target in one game than Gyökeres has had all season, and it's his first game in a year. Gabriel Jesus is Arsenal's best centre-forward by a mile. By an absolute mile. He just needs to be fit. Daniel, have you decided whether you'll be continuing streaming next year? January is the time. Basically, me and the wife have said we're going to sit down first week of January, look at what we're doing, look at where we're at, and we'll make a firm decision either way. And it might well be that we have like a 3-month, it might be a 3-month exit strategy. Maybe I decide to finish at the end of the season. I don't know. We've talked about different things, but we've said we're going to see how this month goes because, it's doing all right. It's doing okay, but I'd like to keep going. I'd like to keep going, but it might not be possible. It's not only my decision. Scottish GHK says, a league with fewer points for top teams means more tricky matches. That's true enough, yeah. And user 688 isn't the other fella from Luton. Oh, yeah, I don't know. That's none of my business. Pep's just been booked. Paul Hexham should have been a second yellow for Real Madrid. Lucky boy. Shell, hope you stay on even though you're a cop. I said I've probably been a bit dramatic in saying that the channel would disappear. It isn't going to disappear. I'd do like one a fortnight or a couple a month. Do you know what I mean? It just wouldn't be every night because I'd have a full-time job around it. So it would just probably fall by the wayside, and maybe a few of the regular clan would stick around. Maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. But I'm trying desperately to make it a full-time gig, but I've got a limited amount of time before we can make a decision on that, so we'll see. Leverkusen pushing forward. Oh, good touch, actually. Very good touch from Newcastle. It's good defending. Can't really fault Newcastle second half. Kasper Hjulmand will be furious that this team has thrown it away like this, though. We've got 5 minutes left here. Don't forget, if you're watching, if you're new around here, please do give us a like on the video on where you're watching us, wherever you're watching us. Give us a like. Follow, subscribe as well. I'm live every single day. I'll be live tomorrow for a big Europa League night. Celtic against Roma. Wilfried Nancy, his first European game for the boys at Parkhead. Roma have already won once at Glasgow this season. They've already been and beat Rangers in Glasgow in the Europa League. And now they've got to go and do the Scottish double. Can Roma beat Celtic and Rangers in the same season? We'll see. Oh, it's a good pass. Unlucky. He's been different class tonight, you know, Mpoku. Really, really good. Be Yourself Dylan says, Celtic manager's name is my mum's name. Wilfred. Your mum's called Wilfred. If she actually is, I apologise. Scrum Down says, only a Euro Millions win away from securing the budget. Hey, listen, we'll see. We'll see. Daniel, how's the wife's social media going? Oh, all right. It's probably about the same as mine, to be honest. Just like she's plodding along. She's enjoying it. Probably not enough to kind of... Oh, they're in. Must be. Ah, it's there. They've done it. They've thrown it away. They've thrown it away. And it's the thumbnail player. It's Grimaldo. Grimaldo arriving late in the box. And it's 2-2. Oh, Leverkusen. They've probably deserved that. I can't really say it's been... A draw is probably the fair result from what we've seen tonight. Newcastle have been brilliant second half. They've hit the post twice. I think the penalty was soft, but they've hit the post twice. They've had a couple of big chances. Lewis Miley's done brilliant, but Leverkusen have had their chances too. And it's a really, really good goal, this one. They've played a couple of really nice, incisive passes. Little dummy. Ball runs back in, and Grimaldo, what a player, what a finish. He's a brilliant player, you know, Grimaldo. That's absolute top quality. Tonali is left for dead. And Grimaldo into the box. Good finish. Can't fault that. Can't fault it. Reese says, Wilfried who? Didn't sound like Nancy. It's not Nancy. He's French. So his name's not Wilfried Nancy. That's how us Northerners would pronounce it. It's Wilfried Nancy. Wilfried Nancy. That's I'm sure how he would pronounce it. Nancy. Anyway, that's who we're going to be watching tomorrow. Wilfried Nancy against Gianpiero Gasperini of Roma. So if you want to watch along for that, then make sure you've clicked like, make sure you've followed and subbed and all that good stuff. On a Permo, I'm a Celtic supporter. I'm backing the manager in the project, but I've not got high hopes for the Roma game. And Daniel, you've got a lot of new subscribers in the last month. What have you changed? I wish I knew. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you. That's kind of why it's a little bit freaky. And believe me, I am auditing everything, but I can't tell you. I honestly don't know. So I'm just kind of keeping most of what I've been doing the same and hoping that I figure it out eventually. 92 FC, I don't know why I cheered for that goal. I'm a Newcastle fan. An MT, are you planning to banter on Rangers if they are losing? Well, do you know what? One of my most watched streams on this channel was a Rangers Club Bruges game. Like back in July, August time. Like pre-season. And yeah, we got a lot of Rangers fans coming in giving, and a lot of Celtic fans coming in giving Rangers abuse. So I imagine we'll have Celtic tomorrow. We'll probably have a lot of Rangers fans in the chat. It will be very political, maybe. I'm hoping we'll have to keep it a bit PG. Here we go. 4 minutes at the end. 4 minutes added on. Newcastle chance. Over the bar. Is it Malik Chow again? Honestly, I tell you what, Malik Chow could have scored 2 for Newcastle, and he should have been off the pitch if we're being dead honest. 4 minutes added on at the BayArena. And Onapermo says it's consistency, man. It could be. Could be consistency. I think it's mostly fixture choice, if I'm honest. I think it might be fixture choice. Pick a good game. You drop on. Some people are searching it. You know, good. If there's a late goal or something like that, people all of a sudden, there's a flurry of people searching it. You get more. I don't know. It's sometimes, maybe it's just luck. Daniel says, say it properly. The Y is silent. Wilfried Nantes. Is it Wilfried Nantes? Okay. Fair enough. Wilfried Nantes. It's over, says, so no Arsenal insults tonight. No one cares about Arsenal, lad. Be yourself, Dylan. It's the second name, not the first name. That's my mum's name. Here's Newcastle coming forward. Jimmy P, did Leverkusen score? They did. It's Bayer Leverkusen 2, Newcastle 2. And then UFC Isaac says, at least we're consistent. Consistently pathetic. Oh, don't be like that. Don't be like that. Thank you very much, user688. Very much. That's very much appreciated. Be yourself, Dylan. That's a video idea for you. Someone clip key saying the Celtic manager's name. Prince Rupert says, yeah, I mean, I only found your channel because you were the only one doing an Everton watch-along. Your channel's different, and even though you're a red, it's just good banter with you. Yes, I mean, it's only banter. I don't really hate Everton. No, listen. It is. I do think it is just a little bit of luck. Like I was doing the Bournemouth Everton game, you found us. There probably wasn't many other people doing the Bournemouth. I kind of thought there was a little bit of that tonight. I did think, I chose Newcastle and Leverkusen. I thought it was going to be a better game anyway, but I thought also, not many people will be doing this one. Everyone will be doing the Real Madrid City one. So, if everyone's running that way and I run over here, you might get a few more people. But I don't know. You can't really predict it. You just have to do what you think's right and see what happens. Jimmy says, Alonso getting his P45 tonight. Do you think so? Leverkusen pushing forward. Could be on for a late winner here. There's 60 seconds left. Leverkusen flying forward. Newcastle all boxed in. They've got everyone bar... I don't even know who that is furthest forward. Is it Wisser? Yeah, there's only Wisser forward. Ball stood up far post. Headed away. Don't shoot. What are you doing? Oh, goal kick. Goal kick. Ryan, how many minutes added? 4, and we're 3.5 minutes in. My bedtime. Night, night. Sleep well. All stay safe. Take it easy, Shell. See you soon. Lovely. And UFC Isaac whistling on for the last minute. Cheers, Eddie, mate. And Reece, you're coming for Goldbridge's job, I'm telling you, Key. Watching F1 on a football channel. The stuff dreams are made of. Oh, I tell you what. I think that's going to be it, ref. Can't see him playing much longer. The 4 minutes of added on time is up. But Newcastle have the ball. And that's a foul. And that's going to be a yellow card, sir. Is it? No? Nah, not having it. Up the toffee, says Shell. It's full time at Leverkusen. BayArena 2-2. It's also full time in Bruges. Club Bruges 0. Arsenal 3. Real Madrid and City. Is that still playing? Is that still going? What's going on, Real Madrid City? It is still going on. We've got a minute or so left in the Real Madrid City game. Go on, so I'll put that on. We'll watch Real Madrid City for the last few minutes. But I've got to say, 2-2 is still a very, very good result for Newcastle. Oh my God, what's going on? Real Madrid. Oh, City very nearly struggling there at the end. Yeah, it's still a good result that for Newcastle. I think they'll be disappointed they didn't hang on at the end. They could have turned it into a fantastic away win. But a point is not a bad result at all. Here's Real Madrid coming forward. Ball out to the far side. Stood up. Oh! They're so close to getting a goal here. They're hanging on here. They're hanging on, City. No, straight into Donnarumma. Easy peasy. And I think that probably is it now. Dortmund 2, Bodo Glimt 2. Some surprise results tonight, let's be honest. Very surprising results. Karabag getting beat by Ajax. Copenhagen winning in Villarreal. Dortmund 2-2 with Bodo Glimt. Benfica beating Napoli. And obviously City winning at the Bernabeu. Absolutely incredible night. Tolga, see you later, Tolga. No worries. Tone 70 says Champions League. What's that from Everton supporters? Everton are not getting in the Champions League. Perish the thought. And then UFC Isaac says celebrating a draw at home. Tolga is on strings here. Daniel, Arsenal continue their 100% record. Qualification already guaranteed before kick-off. There you go. Full time at the Bernabeu. Real Madrid 1, Manchester City 2. Massive, massive result that for City, especially bouncing back after getting beat by Leverkusen last week. But Alonso, what does that mean for him? Jude Bellingham falls to his knees, dejected. Same with Arda Güler. Courtois, apparently he had a few clangers tonight. Vinicius Jr. missed a few sitters himself. Not a particularly good performance, it must be said. Xabi's going to get sacked tonight, says Jake Paul. Says it's been end-to-end, been a terrific game. Yeah, listen, very, very good. Very, very good. Right, I am off. I am going to be live tomorrow for Roma at Celtic in the Europa League. If you haven't yet, please do click like on the video. It massively, massively helps me. Takes you 2 minutes. Doesn't do anything for you, but takes me maybe onto more subscribers, more views, all that good stuff. If you appreciated this watch along, please do click like. And maybe click follow as well. I'm live every single day watching games of football. I'm even live on Christmas Day. Even live on Christmas Day watching the Saudi Pro League. So if you need a little bit of company on Christmas Day, there might only be 2 or 3 of us watching it, but I'll be watching the Saudi Pro League on Christmas Day with me Christmas dinner. Come and join me. I'll be live for Christmas Day, live Boxing Day, New Year's Eve. I'm live every day. And I'll see you all tomorrow night if you're coming back. Take it easy. Have a lovely, lovely night. See you soon.